Central bank renews directive to spread and expand financial services and ATMs. Why are these ATMs so important to our investment in the Iraqi dinar? They are important because the CBI told us they are an integral part of the project to delete the zeros. I got a text, it said that the dinar, the Iraqi dinar, which is the linchpin of all of the currencies that are going up in value, was on the Forex Thursday morning at 4.19, and since that time, it increased up on the Forex to 4.52. And it's probably still going up. It doesn't mean our rate is going to be there, or even the bank rate is going to be there. It could be higher, and I know it is higher now than that, even at the banks. I believe we are in the final days before we get the final flip or switch or change of the purchasing power of the dinar. The closing of the auctions, the closing of the electronic platform auctions enhances financial stability. It's very obvious they're moving towards releasing a new exchange rate. It's that simple. Parliamentary Finance reveals the objectives of revealing the federal budget. This happened today. I am told they expect the vote or third reading on this tomorrow. I am very optimistic on what is happening in Iraq this weekend and would not surprise me if they raise that value soon. Question: how long will we have to exchange our 30 notes before they are rendered non-negotiable? Jeff: when they phased out the old Saddam Swiss notes and put the new notes into circulation, everybody had 90 days to turn in their old Saddam notes and get the new ones. They used to have a 50 note up until 2012. They phased out 50 note and replaced it with the 50,000 note. When everybody had to turn in their old 50 note, they had 90 days as well. My opinion is that we're all going to have 90 days to turn in our notes, because that's how long they had historically from two different scenarios to turn them in. Mudda Mohammed Saleh, former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, stated years ago, Iraq has about $16 trillion worth of minerals in the ground, including oil. There is no way they could significantly RV the dinar with the amount of currency in circulation, currently about 100 trillion dinar. Only a gradual reduction of the currency as a result of the economic growth in diversification would make any sense. Not to mention, the world would not accept any arbitrary or random value. There is no in-county/out of country. Whenever Iraq makes a change on the currency exchange rate in country, it's going to affect everywhere around the world in regards to Iraqi dinar. There's not going to be some special group that you go to, Tier 1, Tier 2, there's no Reno visit. That's all bullshit. There is no redemption centers. When the time comes, we just take our dinar to the bank, we make the exchange. Nobody's going to get a special rate. One of the major banks, that's kind of international bank that is over international redemption centers, is indicating that we could be notified prior to Monday. Now, if it doesn't happen and we see it on the 21st, which is Tuesday, then so be it. First, it was just 1 day, then it was 3 days, and then today's article says the Prime Minister spent 4 days in Britain. It started with meeting of the king of the country and ending with a meeting with the Iraqi community. Why did they tell you he was going to be there 1 day, then changed it to 3 days, and then ultimately he stayed for 4? Keep hearing the Forex, and it's also coming from the CBI too. They're explaining how much more can be done on Forex. They are preparing to leave the border. Forex would be international and like you want, the float. Frank, we still don't know. Possibility of transferring the dollar to trading platforms in the stock market, to be sold to those entitled to it through direct transactions instead of sending the dollar exclusively to banks, stressing the need to organize these operations by switching to the Forex market. Wow! 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 Did they just suggest using the trading platforms in the stock market, i.e. Forex? You gotta love it. Music to my ears. Here is the one I am excited about. instead of granting it exclusively to foreign banks' proposal to put the dollar on Tadawul platforms. This should give you all warm and fuzzies, how foreign remittances work in banks etc. This is what they are going to do. They are converting dollars to be sold on trading platforms and the stock market, and switching to the Forex market. In order to take the next steps for them, it needs to be traded on platforms just like the US dollar, British pound and other currencies are. That would mean they are on the fully international Forex and most likely a much bigger value on the dinar. This is my favorite article of the morning. The economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazar Mohammed Salih, confirmed that Iraq's internal debt exceeded 80 trillion dinars, while indicating that there is a well-thought-out plan to gradually extinguish it in coordination between the fiscal and monetary policies. In precise details, Salih explained via Euphrates News that the main dilemma that the country has faced over the past years was the disruption of a number of development projects that were inherited by the three-year general budget under Law No. 13 of 2023, which was designed based on an average price of a barrel of oil of $70, and exports not exceeding 3.4 million barrels per day. He added, these exports were reduced by about 200,000 barrels per day under the OPEC Plus agreement, which necessitated resorting to internal borrowing again to implement stalled strategic projects that had previously been halted due to financial, security and health crises. Salih pointed out that the budget stipulated an annual borrowing of 64 trillion dinars to address the potential deficit, noting that the Central Bank of Iraq retains more than 50% of the domestic debt within its asset portfolio, with high coverage in foreign currency, which ensures that there are no inflationary effects resulting from this debt. He explained that remittances and bonds, as debt instruments, represent domestic assets that were discounted by the monetary authority, which caused an increase in monetary issuance. However, they are fully covered by foreign currency, despite the rise in the monetary base and general liquidity components in the economy. Salih concluded his statement by emphasizing that the annual inflation levels in Iraq are still under control, reaching less than 3% for the year 2024, stressing that there is a well-thought-out plan to extinguish the domestic debt and control its growth rates according to the criteria of financial reinforcement during the coming years. The Independent High Electoral Commission obtained the Prime Minister's approval to develop the biometric devices and system. The director of the Operations Department at the Commission, Waleed Khalid Abbas, said that the development will include servers and adding biometric photos of voters for verification as an additional criterion, as the photo was originally present on the voter's card and in the verification device, and was not used for matching, and reliance was only on fingerprints. But the Commission decided to have a biometric photo of the voter by placing